Hello, everyone. Welcome to the MassWorks webinar for this year's Community One Stop for Growth Fiscal 25 application round. My name is Mark Horn, Senior Director for Communities and Programs here at the Executive Office of Economic Development. Today, we will cover a number of topics related to the Fiscal 25 Community One Stop for Growth, specifically the MassWorks program. This will include understanding the relationship between the MassWorks program and the one-stop application process. We will go over program goals, how to write a competitive application, examples of successful applications, the process for completing a full application, and a reminder on key dates and opportunities to get guidance from the one-stop and other programs in the one-stop. First, what is the Community One Stop for Growth? This is a collaboration between the Executive Office of Economic Development, the Executive Office of Housing and Livable Communities, and Mass Development. The One Stop is an application portal that combines 12 of the Commonwealth's top housing and economic development grant programs into a single application and review process. The one-stop streamlines the applicant experience while allowing the 3 state agencies involved to engage in a coordinated review. Our agencies work together to make sure the funding provided has the greatest possible impact across the Commonwealth. For a deeper dive into the one-stop process, we recommend viewing one-stop webinar number 1, the overview webinar, which is currently available on the One Stop website. So the purpose of the MassWorks program is to provide infrastructure grants to municipalities and other public instrumentalities such as public housing authorities or economic development corporations. The purpose is to assist municipalities through advanced projects that support job creation and expansion, provide housing development opportunities, or other community development projects, and small town transportation projects. We are funding projects that are involved with the design, construction, or building of publicly owned infrastructure assets. This typically involves the extension and creation of water and sewer, public utilities, streets, roads or sidewalks, water treatment systems, transit improvements, as well as public parks and spaces within urban renewal districts. We also work to develop pedestrian access and bicycle ways. Any Massachusetts city or town is eligible to apply. Where does MassWorks fit into the one-stop? The one-stop is built around what we call the development continuum. This framework represents the life cycle of a major community development project from the initial community visioning to the final construction. Each development continuum category is made up of multiple project types, which are shown in bold on the top of the screen. Each project type is tied to a specific one-stop program. MassWorks is represented by the infrastructure project type development continuum category. You see this over on the right, outlined in a red dotted line. MassWorks is funding pre-construction and construction projects, as well as small town road improvement projects. Above the dotted line, you'll notice a section to support housing growth. There's another program in the one-stop called MassWorks, which will review residential-only applications. MassWorks will be limited to reviewing the projects outlined in the red dotted line. Important project parameters. The first important thing to note is that typical grant ranges for the MassWorks program are between $1 million to $5 million for construction projects. Small town road improvement projects have a maximum grant size of $1 million. In addition, we offer pre-development grants that typically range from $100,000 to $500,000 in size. There are timeline requirements for MassWorks grants. MassWorks grants run for a maximum of 3 full fiscal years following the successful execution of a contract with EOED. For example, contracts executed in June 2024 will expire in June 2027. So it's important that your project can be completed within that time frame. The eligible uses of funds include infrastructure pre-developments, which is limited to the creation of design documents only. Infrastructure construction, which includes the development of physical infrastructure assets to include roadway and streetscape improvements, bridge and culverts repair and replacements, as well as water and sewer infrastructure or utility extensions, including gas and electric. In addition, there is also the small town road improvement category, which is limited to roadways and streetscapes only and is available only to municipalities with a population of 7,000 or fewer. There are some ineligible uses of funds. MassWorks does not allow for vertical construction. This includes parking garages, vertical buildings, cell phone towers. We also do not cover private development costs. Projects that are responsibility of the private developer cannot be supported with MassWorks funds. We also do not cover overhead and administrative fees related to grants management on behalf of the grantee. How to be competitive. For the MassWorks program, the key to being competitive is to have your project be shovel ready. This means we're looking for projects that can demonstrate readiness to proceed. This entails being advanced in your design and permitting, demonstrating a high level of local support by providing local matching funds in a clear letter of support from the local municipal CEO, and to be able to demonstrate meaningful local job growth and/or mixed-use housing development. Key application questions to consider to demonstrate shovel readiness include a clear budget and offering of local match, providing the private development outputs related to development of housing and mixed-use property, clarity regarding the design status, clarity relating to the permitting status, and to provide measurable outcomes of the public infrastructure assets, including linear feet of new sidewalk or roadway, linear feet of new water and sewer pipe, or linear feet of gas and utility extensions. We also like to understand the private development impacts related to the private development investments and the resulting increases in new housing developments or new commercial property development. It's worth noting that there are required application attachments to help demonstrate these project components. We rely heavily on a clear engineer's cost estimate for construction. For pre-development, we rely on a design quote from a qualified engineer. We also rely on an aerial map showing the limits of work of the public project site, specifically in relation to the limits of work of the private project site. The support letter from the municipal CEO also plays a critical role in our evaluation. It's important to demonstrate strong local support in a letter from the municipal CEO. Demonstrating a clear understanding of the project is a key application component. The MassWorks program also relies on the Commonwealth's online Climate Resilience Design Standards tool, and a copy of that project's output report is a required attachment. We also need to see a letter from the private development proponent confirming the project details that match those details on the application. A note about small town and road improvement projects is to include clear images of the road, particularly focused on the areas that create public safety hazards and demonstrate deterioration. The following are examples of successful applications. This is an example of a successful infrastructure project for the construction of a sewer extension project that created 218 units of housing, 55 of which were affordable in the town of Wayland. This project was able to demonstrate a strong local match, contributing more than 50% of the grant request of $2.2 million. This project was also advanced in the public infrastructure design with a design set of more than 25%. It demonstrated strong local support from the municipal CEO, and it was crucial in allowing this private housing development to proceed. This private project added 218 units of new housing in a town of just over 20,000 people. There was under 5,000 housing units in Wayland at the time. This provided a nearly 5% increase to the total housing stock in the town of Wayland. Next is an example of a small town road improvement project that was successful in the town of Hinsdale. This was a major reconstruction of 1.3 miles of a heavily trafficked road in the town of Hinsdale. The town provided a clear and detailed engineer's cost estimate and budget, had design advanced at more than 30%, and had a local match of 10% of the $1 million strap limit. All permits for the project were secured at the time of application. Additionally, the project provided excellent documentation related to the level of public safety concerns on the road, including pictures of the existing conditions and providing a pavement condition rating. Lastly is an example of a successful pre-development application. The city of Fitchburg is undertaking a design project which will result in biddable design documents in support of a very specific growth opportunity in downtown Fitchburg. This $450,000 grant was supported with $125,000 in local matching funds. This plan is also located in an existing urban renewal district and a transformative development initiative district. The pre-development work here will support design of infrastructure improvements in an area where there are 4 proposed housing developments. Completing the full application. In section 2 of the application, you'll be asked to indicate a project category. In order to be reviewed by MassWorks, applicants should make the following selections in question 2.4. In the development continuum, be sure to click infrastructure. Under the project type, in order to be considered for MassWorks, please select public infrastructure to support mixed use and/or commercial and industrial growth. And under the project focus, please select pre-construction, construction, or small town road improvements, depending on your project needs. If your community is under 7,000 people, you will also have the option to select for small town road improvements. It's also worth noting under project type, there's public infrastructure to support housing growth, residential only. Applicants that select that project type will be reviewed by the HousingWorks program. Fiscal 25 round timeline. This is an overview of the timeline for the fiscal 25 round. We're currently in the guidance phase of this process. The full application submission period will open on May 6th with a final deadline of Wednesday, June 5th. We will then begin the review phase and will plan to announce grant decisions in September of 2024. Opportunities for additional guidance. We recommend that any organization planning to apply for funding in this round take advantage of the opportunities for guidance currently available. The expression of interest is a great opportunity to receive guidance on your project. The EOI is open through April 30th and is available directly through the One Stop website. You can also visit the One Stop program to access all fiscal 25 webinars, including the 3 One Stop webinars released annually, as well as all other program webinars. Finally, we are offering virtual office hours for the first time this year. The MassWorks office hours will be held on April 16th at 11 a.m. The One Stop team will hold 3 general guidance office hours to answer questions about the One Stop process. Staff from each program will host their own office hours to answer any applicant questions related to the program. Please visit the One Stop website for the full schedule of office hours. Thank you for reviewing this webinar and have a good day.